Hey guys, welcome to Let's Get Nostalgic. I'm your host, Juan, aka Dr. Jazzman1. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. On this podcast, I talk about nostalgia. But before I go anywhere further, today I have a special guest. His name is Dr. Collectible. Now, we followed each other on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter just now. And this guy's a brilliant, collector. So let me give you, let's give Dr. Collectible's hand real quick.
Glad to be here, man. I am glad to be here. Appreciate the introduction, man. That was cool right there, man. Thank
Uh, yeah, thank you very much. So tell me about yourself and what you do.
you. So I am into collectibles, anything from trading cards, sports cards, NFT, video games, vintage clothing, you name it, anything that you can get your hands on as a collectible, even toys. Um, that's what I love to do, man. And it's definitely been a vibe so far. But yeah, that's mostly about what I do collect, and like I say, definitely big on the NFT world as well. All about the future, man.
All right, all right.
Sir,
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of your videos on Instagram as well. That's pretty neat what you got going.
appreciate it. It's all about staying creative, having that creative drive, and I think if you get into what you love to do, it shouldn't feel like work. It should come easy for you, man.
Ye- Yeah, I know that by
Yes,
heart.
sir.
Yeah. So today, me and Dr. Collectible will be discussing on the Nintendo Wii. Now, as we all know, Nintendo Wii came out in 2006, and I've seen the commercials and all of them, you know, growing up. I was like, is that new? Yeah, so like it's this console with the remotes. Now, I'm sure you're pretty aware of the Nintendo Wii remotes, right?
Oh yeah, definitely classic. I personally had it myself and fan of Nintendo in general since I was a kid. That was like one of my first systems.
Oh, okay.
Sir.
Yeah, so what are your comments on it, actually? What are your
For
comments?
yeah, far as to with the Wii in general,
Yes.
um, it was a transitional game for me. Um, it was the first game that actually had me be active and not not to sit in your seat all day or like you say being lazy playing the game. Your mom would be like, hey, get up, do something, do life, and not understanding, the concept of video games, things of that nature. But the Wii for me was the transition of actually being active on a game. Being able to play tennis, boxing, I think baseball, basketball, just the concept of that, and the many other games that they had, which was nice quality, man. I would never forget when the Wii came out, yo. That was transitional.
Yeah, I wouldn't forget about that either, man. Yeah, and speaking of the game, like Wii Sports, like you just commented there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, my favorite part was the boxing. You had the nunchucks and the remote. It teaches
Oh,
you how to box.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that inspired me to have a boxing bag, which I have in my basement. That that's really amazing. Like how you do all the boxing stuff. Like I would go fast on the on during the boxing time. Like I would go like pow 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 pow. Like that that to me was awesome.
Oh yeah, man, classic, yo, classic. Even with boxing, I love the baseball as well and the tennis. That was one of my favorites as well on the game. So definitely Wii Sports. Um, Definitely one of the pioneers for sure.
Yeah. And speaking of the Wii Sports, the baseball one, like I love the baseball. Well, I had a little trouble with the baseball part. I wasn't really good at that.
Hmm.
Yeah, like you're trying to swing, it always says strike or foul, especially when you throw it. You'll be like foul ball. Like I'd be hearing those kind of sounds on TikTok. Yeah, I'd be hearing that on TikTok from time to time.
No, I agree. I agree with you. Like, it was very difficult. It to me, what I noticed playing the game, it was all about having your sensor, because I know the game comes with like a scanner or a sensor in front of it to be able to detect what you're doing with the joystick. So for me, what I used to do, me and my sister would have it almost around leveled up around where the neck and shoulder area was at, and we was able to have a pretty decent time on the game like that. But definitely for me personally, I feel like it was all about just how the game was able to scan you and take that from what they're scanning and placing that into the game as live action.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Definitely,
That's
man.
that's that's cool. That's cool.
No.
Uh, Now before I get back into the weed, now I want to know how you got started on doing this kind of social media stuff and everything and collecting.
Oh, so um, one day. So once again, I'm into video games. I'm gonna tell you how I started off. I bought an Xbox Series X. I love Xbox as well. And what happened was I was playing the Series X. 6 months in, I'm playing games. I was only playing 2K and Madden at the time, and I looked and was like, "Yo, I'm not making any money from this. I'm not doing nothing with this. My time." But I wanted to make money in something that I definitely love to do and love to get into. So I ended up buying the Series X for 550. 6 months later, I sold it on eBay for 1,200.
Oh,
Yes, sold it on because it was very hard for people to get the Series X into their hands, especially when they was very limited with the system and as well as getting it out there to the people in the rollouts. So for me, I'm like, I'm gonna take advantage of this. I wasn't enjoying the game as much as I was at the time, and when I sold the game, I invested into my first Kobe Bryant card, which was an autograph. It was a Fab Floor Gold autograph, I believe 2000, if I'm not mistaken, and I paid 900 for that card. So I
$900 for that autograph card?
Yes, $900. Call me crazy, but I wanted to invest into one of my favorite players. Took that card, reached out to Golden Auctions and talked about auctioning it off. So what they did was they got it graded through PSA, and it came back a PSA 10, the only PSA 10 in population right now. And I ended up going into auction and it sold for a little bit over $3,700.
Oh, Jesus, man, you got it good.
Yeah, and at that time, the saddest part about the story is that I never was able to hold that card in my hand, which was graded. I was able to hold it raw, but when I sent it in, I never did get the card back. Through PSA, it went straight to Golden Auctions. So, long story short, I was able to make an investment, turn that 3,700 and invest that into my clothing merchandise. I started buying other cards as well and started flipping more cards, and from there started investing into myself for as my content. And now I'm able to make a lot of money from just the collectible world in general without even having to sell a card, because I do many other things in a hobby that doesn't contain me to sell a card today.
Oh, now that's great. Now that right there is amazing. That is amazing. Man, I don't know how you did it, but I'm glad you explained that. I'm glad you explained that.
No, definitely. I want people to definitely hear the story and just, I mean, take a concept of what, try to make it into your own.
Yeah, yeah. You know PSA Poppy, right? Y'all two are tight, right?
Yeah, man, that's one of my guys, man. Been knowing him for a long time. He also a collector, big in the Pokemon world for sure.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
I've only heard of the series and the cards. Yeah. Well,
Yes,
unfortunately, I don't have any Pokemon cards. The only
really.
way I'm Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't really into that Pokemon trading cards and stuff. But
Mhm.
I think I think I might get some somewhere in the near future. The only way I'm going to get that is if I only get the first set of that, the first one that actually was released in 1999.
I agree. I agree. And one thing I would say, collect what you love. If there's a Pokemon that you like, or Pokemon that you may come across, start investing in that Pokemon. Start looking for their holographic cards. Maybe they might have a first edition card. Um, but definitely, like I say, buy into what you love. Like with me, like I said, I invested into Kobe, but I also like Kobe as a basketball player. That's one of my favorite players. So for you, open yourself up to the Pokemon world for sure.
All
It's
right.
a good vibe, man. Good people too in that world.
Okay, okay, I see. I might do that somewhere in the near future. Um, Now let's see. Now
Hmm.
back Now back to the Nintendo Wii.
Yes,
Now, what are your favorite moments about Nintendo Wii?
my favorite moments would be playing the game with my sister. Um,
Oh,
because we went from Nintendo 64. Well, when I would say this, when it comes to Nintendo, we went from Nintendo 64 to the Wii, but we also had PlayStation and things of that nature. So,
oh
but
yeah,
but yeah,
PlayStation was great.
oh man, a great time. But for me and the Wii, I loved how me and my sister was able to gain a better relationship as sister and brother when it came to video games because that's something that we like. And to have a game that made us active and play around and not just sit around and play the game, that is some of the best memories that I've had when it comes to playing the Wii. Was every day playing it with my sister right after school.
Oh yeah, I do that a lot sometimes, especially when it came to high school and middle school.
Oh yeah, man.
And let me tell you, now my favorite games from the Nintendo Wii are actually the Wii Sports game, especially the Resort. Now you remember Resort,
Oh,
man?
yes,
There
definitely.
was
Yes.
there was a lot of cool stuff in that game. Like, you could do archery, there's frisbee, water skiing,
Hmm.
table tennis, but the sword play, yeah, it kind of got difficult when I started learning how to do it. I kept getting hit several times.
Same here. I was in the same position as you as well.
It was-
That's the thing I was dealing with. Yeah, like I wasn't never good at that portion. There was other games like archery and things of that nature. I was definitely good at, but when it came to like swordsman and things of that nature, yeah, that was hard for me for sure.
yeah. Oh, there was one thing about Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. They had golfing and they had bowling. Now, golfing, that's where I started learning how to play golf. That's basically how I started learning how to play golf. Once I
Wow.
start Once I started learning how to you know, how to do the golfing, then and then I start getting better at it.
Interesting. Yeah. Like the I'm gonna be honest with you. The concept of just playing, Wii sports in general, me personally, I think it was like a brain exercise. It taught you, I wanna say, how to be focused, how to actually, be narrow minded with the game. Not just pushing buttons, but knowing how to body as well in order to win the game because once again you had to move around, you had to do certain things in the gameplay in order to make yourself better. So that transition from actually playing golf in the game and transitioning it to the real world, yo, that's pretty cool, man. Like that's pretty dope that you was able to gravitate from that and actually use it in real life too.
Yeah, and that yeah, especially with bowling. Now, the bowling part in Wii was my favorite.
Oh man, yeah, bowling. I could never forget. I could never forget that as well.
Yeah, like like the strikes and how many strikes you get. I mean, like I just be blowing my mind with it.
Have question. I know this is random. Have you ever bowled a perfect game?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I have. Yes, I
I,
have.
nice. I was almost there once. I want to say, but yeah, I never was able to get a chance to bowl a perfect game on the Wii.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life.
Oh, so you actually, wow, perfect
Yeah,
game. So you're actually good in real life in bowling too.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. I want to say I maybe bowled more in real life. I'm actually pretty decent in real life. I was in a few leagues when I was younger. I want to say bowling was probably one of my first sports. I think I was like in the fourth or fifth grade, and then I started transitioning into like basketball and track. But yeah, bowling is definitely one of my first loves as well, man. When it comes to sports.
Oh, all right. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Now they had the me, MII in the Wii game. Like you could create your own character. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah, man. I remember that. Me, it's funny because for sure my sister, but me, I think I sat there for like maybe an hour trying to make sure that my person looked exactly like me. I would sit there and edit it and edit and edit, change something. When they making new updates, I might switch the shirt or switch the shoes, change the jeans, hairstyle. So yeah, when you're talking about trying to create a character, I used to be zoned out for like 30 minutes to an hour trying to make sure my person looked just like me.
Mm, I know. I've had trouble with that as well.
Yeah, and I can believe it. I want to say for us, especially being African Americans and things of that nature, I want to say that the game definitely catered for us. There was a lot of blends of skin colors that you can use, different types of textures of hair. Um, I think we did a great job being able to make everyone happy in whatever culture that you was in.
Yeah, yeah, that's that's what I love about doing this kind of stuff. And well, I'm not much of a famous person, I just do this for fun, you know.
Hmm.
I literally just do this for fun. You know, I
Hmm.
might have I might have a small following on like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, but at least I'm doing what I love. At least what I'm doing, I I love doing what I love.
Like seriously, as you should, and from there your audience will continue to grow. Like, I mean, I didn't know you at one time, came across your Instagram, seen what you was about. I thought that
Uh-huh.
was cool. um like I say, if you're able to reach one person a day or one person a week or one person a month, and have them gravitate around your content of what you love to do, I think it's a win situation. And
Oh
for
yeah.
it should continue to grow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm planning to do.
Def-
Uh definitely. Definitely. Now, now I will tell you some other favorite games, but before I do that, what are your favorites
Far as what my favorite,
from the week? You know.
um, when we talking about game wise,
Uh-huh.
we I want to say, was it Super Mario World? No, 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 no. Super Mario in Space. I think that's the one. Super Mario in Space. No, Super Mario Galaxy. I think that's the game was called Super Mario Galaxy. I remember playing that on the Wii. Me and my sister would play that for hours. Being able
Ah,
to
for
different.
hours.
Oh man, I love that game. I'm a big Super Mario guy, so to be able to, you know, play. I would guess you say that was really one of my first Super Mario games that I played on the Wii, on that actual console. So, yeah, that was pretty dope, man. I love that game.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes, yes.
I had some other favorite games. Like there was Epic Mickey. Now, Epic Mickey was probably one of my favorite games growing up. You know,
Hmm.
now I won't go into what the game is about, but I will say it had a lot of great stuff in it. Like it had all the
Oh
let's
yeah.
say memorabilia that's in the game, and especially
Mhm.
for the sequel. I'll tell you, it was the best. And if y'all haven't played that on the Wii, and if y'all have one, I highly recommend y'all play that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Game, man. Great game. A class for sure, man.
Yes. Whew. Okay. Let's see. There were some other games. I don't know. I think those are the only games that I played.
I
Um.
I know for me, I played the same circle of games, whether if it was Super Mario Galaxy. Like the thing, I didn't have too many games, but I had games that I was able to continue to enjoy. So if I did play Super Mario Galaxy, it's because I mean you can be on that game for months, at a time. Like there's pretty like it reminds me of Super Mario 64. There's really not no starter in. And the thing is, even with the Super Mario games, you can continue to play the game and do other goals by after beating the game. So I thought that was pretty cool about Super Mario. You was able to continue to play the game in general, and that's one of the games. Like I say, I play all year.
Okay. Now, I think there was another game. It was called Think Fast. It's a trivia game for Disney, and
Hmm.
I'm not sure if you even heard of that. Have you heard of it?
I'm not sure. I think I have, or I may have on YouTube.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. It's Disney Think Fast. You know,
Oh, nice.
yeah, that's probably one of my favorite ones as well. Now, there are some other games that I haven't played yet. It's a M&M's Racing. I don't know who got that game, but
Hmm.
I have it. But yeah, I still have the console of the Wii. I think it's in one of the tubs down in the basement. I might have to clean it up and bring it up here so I can play it all over again and rejoice.
Hey, yeah, hey, that'll be pretty cool to do, man. We
And
even with us, man, we might have to link up one time and hop on the Wii, man. So,
yeah, yeah, I know there are some other products from Nintendo Wii. I don't think I have that. I think it's called the Wii U. Have you ever heard that?
oh, repeat that again.
It's Wii U.
Wii U. Oh yeah, 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 definitely, definitely. I remember Wii U. I
Yeah,
ain't
I don't.
play it, but I remember seeing the commercials and things of that nature. Once
Uh-huh.
again, I had the same 3 to 4 games that I usually just circulate and play. So for me, yes, I remember that game. I think I remember actually first seeing that commercial for the first time.
And what were your thoughts on that?
Me, I, so as a kid and seeing like the transitional mark once again, like when I go back to transition, then that was like a transitional game, which I mean is that you really didn't see nothing like it before, you know?
Hmm.
Um, you really didn't come across of it. I mean, unless you play like computer games, things of that nature. But for me personally, another transitional game. That's how I looked at it. Uh, and not every game was transitional on the Wii. I'm gonna say that now the product itself personally was transitional, but when it came to certain games, you can just tell like the wow factor. But like I say, personally, I never did get a chance to actually play the game. But remembering the commercials, things of that nature, it was like, okay, it's pretty cool.
Oh, all right, all right. Yeah, I never got that, but I have seen some people with it online. Online.
Yes, yes, online. Yes, definitely. I agree.
Now, here's the thing.
Hmm.
What do you love most about the Wii?
What do I love most about the Wii?
Yes.
It's I look at it like this. It says a lot of things, but when I think about the most important thing, it was a gathering system. And what I mean by that gathering system, it wasn't something that you just played. Always good to be or someone connect with you on the game. And majority of the games, I mean, you really had to be active. So to be able to have someone next to you that was active as well and wanted to play the game, I mean, I remember going to my friends or like my cousin house and everyone is in the living room playing the Wii. You know, it's one of them type of systems where people just gather together and have fun.
Oh, yes. I I think that's what I love most about playing the Wii too. It's too bad that I, you know, never got around to playing it anymore. Now that I've, you know, played
No.
my PS4, it I still miss. I still watch it. Peop- I mean, I still watch the Wii gameplays on YouTube from time to time. But when I think about the Wii, I want to play it all over again.
Oh yeah, man. My Wii is still in my sister old room at my mom's house. Hasn't moved since then. Still works. Still have the video games that we used to play right next to it. And whenever we come home for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, something like that, my sister might hop on it, or like I said, I might even hop on it myself from time to time. So, um, the fact that you was able to bring that up and like just to have that mindset.
Um, we kind of got cut off,
Hmm.
so let's get back to where we were. That question.
Yes. Go ahead. Feel free. Feel free.
Okay. Now, as you were saying about what you loved the most about it,
Mm-hmm.
and we got cut off. What was it you were trying to say?
Oh, yes. And we was talking about with the Wii in general, like what's the most that I love about the Wii? Um,
Hmm.
that the fact that it's a gathering game. When it comes to the Wii itself, I felt like if you seen anyone in the household, whether if it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, I remember it being everyone in the front room and all the family members trying to hop on the Wii, whether if it was playing a sport game, nature, it was always a gathering type of game. It gathers people together. That's the one main thing that I loved about the Wii and growing up in general. Now, yeah, you was able to play it by yourself, but man, it was something to enjoy. When
Indeed, it was. Indeed.
yes, man. And question, even for you, was it something for us like with the Wii? Was it something that you definitely would play by yourself, or you was always around like friends when you played the game in general?
Well, it's a bit of both. It's both. You know, growing up when we were still in middle school and stuff, we would always have our friends over and play the Wii sports game
Mm-hmm.
and the base. I mean, like playing baseball and everything. It,
Yes, yeah. But definitely one of them
yeah,
type of you I see.
it's it's probably one of the best. Okay, let's see. Now, do you have any advice on for people who wants to, relive the Wii games?
Repeat that again. Sorry.
I'm sorry. let's see.
Mhm.
Uh, do you have any last thoughts on the Wii?
Last thoughts on the Wii. Yeah, yeah, I do. And I'm trying to collectively bring them together right now. My thoughts would be that if you haven't got a chance to play the Wii, try it out. I understand it's an older system, but try it out. It's one.
Well, I don't know if we could, you know, talk about the last question, but
Mm-hmm.
every time we every time we're doing that, we keep getting cut off. So
Uh,
I
nah.
think we already I think we've discussed everything we needed to know about the Nintendo Wii, right?
Mm. Nah, definitely. I mean, you asked me about my last thoughts and, you know, just in general about the game. And I mean, I definitely think we was able to, you know, for our listeners to able to know, if if they have interest in the Wii or not. I really think maybe a few people may sit up there and buy the Wii for the first time after listening to this conversation.
Oh, I hope, hopefully, hopefully,
We hopeful for
yeah.
it. Nah.
All right, all right. And I think if if you really want to get to know about the Wii and everything else, I would say look look it up,
Mhm.
watch the first commercial of it,
Mhm.
and try it out if you can find it. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I agree too. Nothing is better than trying, you know. Try something new for the first time, whether if it's old or new. I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like there's never a bad time. You got people collecting Pokemon cards, you got people collecting old basketball cards, vintage cards, new cards. So why
Mm.
not, you know, pick up an old system and play it? You know, I do the same thing with my Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and this is all Nintendo we're talking about. So
Oh yes,
yeah, man. So for me, definitely I agree with you, and definitely I would tell the people, yo, go grab your weed, try it out. And like I said, if you don't like it, then that's understandable. But at least you try something new out in your life if you haven't yet.
yeah, and that's pretty good advice right there. Yeah, I do appreciate you coming on this podcast too, man, and getting to know you. That really made my day. It really did.
Ah man, appreciate it. First of all, I want to say that I'm happy to be on the podcast. What you do for the hobby and for the people that's in your lane. I think it's pretty dope of
Uh,
what you do. It's creative, man, and I like the content as well, man. YouTube and everything, yo. Your content is pretty cool.
oh yeah, thanks, man. That really that really touches me. That really touches me,
Hey, man. I'm a good guy. I'm all about the creativity when it comes to the hobby, and I'm all about uplifting as well. I don't talk down on what anybody is doing because you have to experience it, man. You really have to experience life for what it is and take everything that you can and embrace. So that's the type of vibes I like to put out to the world, man. And if you haven't yet, embrace life. Just embrace life for what it is and what it has to offer. You never know what you might get out of it.
Yes. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the advice for today. Thank you so much, Mr. Doctor Collectibles, because that right there is amazing.
I appreciate you having me on from a doctor to another doctor. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just need to get me a suit and a stethoscope for that, or
Hey, man,
I might get a saxophone with it.
okay.
All right, I don't
That's
play saxophone
man.
to be honest.
You know what though? I play the sax as well.
Oh, all right, all
I
right.
I learned how to play the sax. I believe my freshman year in high school, so I was able to learn saxophone, and then I learned the drums and learned about reading a little bit of music. I don't remember it how I used to, but yeah. When you talking about saxophone, man, classic instrument, yo. Classic.
Yeah. All right. All right. Indeed. All right, guys. I thank you all for tuning in for this amazing podcast. I want to thank Mr. Dr. Collectibles for joining me for today. And do you have anything to say before we go?
Yeah. Um, to anyone that is listening, enjoy life. Once again, like I say, embrace life and take what it has to offer. And if you're not in the collectible world or not in the hobby world, video game world, or anything of that nature, hop in, get a chance to check it out and see what it's all about, man. It's a vibe right now.
Indeed, it is.
Yes.
All right. Now you can follow Dr. Collectibles on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok or any other platform.
Yes,
And,
sir.
and also follow me as well. And with that in mind, thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time. All right, man. See ya later.
Appreciate it, brother.
And thank you so much.
No problem.